display this year, or yesterday it was. She should have done about 7 by now, but unfortunately she had a very bad technical problem, and she's only got to recover from that, with some amazing work by the technical team at Avro, and particularly improving that replacing 2 engines is absolutely critical. The right side would be better than the good setup. Because this aeroplane on the runway first flew on a prototype list in 1952 in August. So this aeroplane, limited Avro Vulcan, served her Diamond Jubilee with her Majesty. Buckingham Palace has agreed that every one of Vulcan's air show appearances this year will be part of the celebrations for the Queen's Jubilee. She's actually said to be quite fond of Vulcan, although not aeroplanes in general, but of course Vulcan.
There's the howl. That is the unique sound of the Vulcan and those 4 Olympus engines. All sorts of theories as to why that howl happens. I don't think anybody really knows, but it does, and it is the trademark of the Vulcan. Big Olympus Rolls-Royce engines, 16,400 pounds of static thrust in each of them. So, flying the Vulcan for us today, in the left-hand seat, captain is Kev Rumans. In the right-hand seat, Bill Ramsey, and the third man of the crew, the air electronics officer, sitting at the back, Barry Macefield. So we see her coming back towards us today. Bear in mind, this is a 60-year-old aeroplane. Well, the design, the model of aeroplane, 60 years old. And with her contemporaries, the Valiant and the Victor, designed to carry the British nuclear deterrent. She's as maneuverable as a fighter. When she first flew in the 50s, she was displaying at Farnborough, and the test pilots used to do a complete roll with her. They're not allowed to do that these days, but as you can see, she can still turn a pretty maneuver. Bomb doors open. You see that enormous bomb bay underneath. That is the bomb bay that carried 21 1,000-pound bombs all the way to the Falkland Islands in the longest bombing raid in history, flown by the captain was then Flight Lieutenant Martin Withers, who was awarded the DFC for that, and they dropped 21 1,000-pound bombs on the runway at Port Stanley with the help of 11 tankers to get them there. It was an extraordinary occasion. Because Vulcan had stopped being a nuclear bomber by then, she was right at the end of her service operational time, and she was then a low-level tactical bomber. Bomb doors closing, and for the second time. This aeroplane was actually the first B-2 version of the Vulcan into RAF service, into Bomber Command in 1960. She's actually, this particular aeroplane is a mere 52 years old, just a stripling. And she served on the operational conversion unit. And then on 101 Squadron and 44 and 50, all of which were at Waddington. She carries the colours, the Lincoln coat of arms on her fin, because Lincoln is the sort of capital city of Bomber Alley of the Royal Air Force, and the Panther's head of number 1 group on the nose, representing all of the Vulcan squadrons in the 1970s. Also, a newer edition, she has the Spirit of Great Britain painted on her nose, encapsulating all that she stands for, the great British never say die bulldog spirit. But it was only because of an amazing effort ever since by what has become the Vulcan to the Sky Trust that she has been enabled to be with us now. It's cost more than £10 million, and it's still costing £2 million a year to keep her going. And we've had help from the Heritage Lottery Fund, we've had help from a lot of British aerospace industry, also the Civil Aviation Authority, Marshall, the Engineering Authority. But most of the money has come from you, from the great British people. You've given your money in amounts between £1 and tens of thousands of pounds to enable this magnificent aircraft. Not quite as marked as on the takeoff run, but a wonderful howl. And as she gets up to the top there, Kev Rumans has put the wheels down, and I think he'll come by in front of us again with the wheels down, and then he'll come in to land. So, as I was saying, it's costing £2 million a year to run this extraordinary aeroplane. She is unique. There will never be another aircraft flying like her. And it's amazing to think that there's a piece of paper still in existence dating from 1946 when the great Roy Chadwick, who'd designed the Lancaster and seen it fly only 5 years before, sketched out the first Vulcan. And what's even more extraordinary is if you elongate his picture of the first Vulcan, you see that it becomes recognizably Concorde. So she is a direct antecedent of Concorde. And of course Concorde had Olympus engines too, although rather more developed than these. So, if you want to see this aircraft again, please do keep supporting her. Join the Vulcan to the Sky Club. vulcantothesky.org is the website. But please also go down to the Vulcan Village. It's off to the right-hand end in the Cold War display area. You'll see it there, not very far from where the aeroplane is parked. So please do go down there. All sorts of good things to do down there, and you can buy all sorts of merchandise. You can try the Vulcan simulator, which is always good fun. British aerospace industry, and I omitted to name some of our very helpful people, some of our sponsors yesterday, so I got into trouble for that. Amongst them, Sir Jack Haywood, the great rambunctious generosity of Eddie Forrester of Aerobytes, but companies, AD Holdings, BAE Systems, EADS, Goodrich, Chubb Power, Kearsley Airways, Meggitt, Messier Doughty, Rolls-Royce and Serco, and we really do appreciate that.
The one thing that hasn't happened is that she hasn't got a name sponsor, a title sponsor, and that is what we've been hoping she would have all along, but she never managed to get it despite absolutely gargantuan efforts all over the world to get a title sponsor for her. So that's why we are still dependent on your money to keep this aeroplane going. Incidentally, if you go down to the Vulcan village at the right-hand end, you have to come there, I guess, so you can use that building. Slows the aeroplane down. You see the air brake sticking out top and bottom of the wing there. He's actually getting the nose a little higher. And finally he lets it drop. The two nose wheels come down, all 18 wheels back down on the runway here at the Royal International Air Centre. And I can't